Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers. And you know what I decided to do? I decided to record a video on the same block where the rapper that you all know as Young Pappy died. And I thought to myself, a statement that Nas made. Nas said that it's dangerous to be an MC. And he was saying that in reference to Nipsey Hussle and his unfortunate demise. You see, when Nipsey died, you have a lot of short-minded, myopic motherfuckers who will try to just trickle it down to it being gang-related. Get the fuck out of here. This was economically motivated. Nipsey Hussle had a STEM project, which is a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics project for young cats, especially young black boys out there in Crenshaw. He had his own clothing store that he got killed in. And given the fact that Nipsey Hussle was he had a good amount of land down there in Crenshaw, down there in California. This ain't have shit to do with no blood and crip bullshit. You even had Game's ass crying right there on camera. Although we could have another discussion about Jason Taylor, but that's not the point right now. He wasn't out here like Pappy that was emitting all that dark energy when he was rapping all that drill shit. He wasn't out here like L.A. Capone or a bunch of these other cats out here. I'm not saying that they quote-unquote deserve death, but you get in what you put in this universe. But see, in his case, he was just a threat. And you know what the irony is? I thought about the quote-unquote Star of David, or the Star of Rapham, which is the six-pointed star, which is also actually in reference to Saturn. And I thought about the badges that the cops have and the hexagon in it. I don't know, man. I had a lot of thoughts jumbled up at once when I did that. Like when I was just devising ideas and conceptualizing off this video. It's bullshit, man. And the funny thing is, a lot of you niggas who gangbang, y'all a bunch of devil worshippers, whether y'all know it or not. You just going along with a lot of Masonic principles and symbolisms, like the 5-point star, the People Nation here in Chicago, which is like in reference to the Eastern Star, and the 6-pointed star, or the Star of David, or the Star of Rapham, like I said, which is you worshiping Saturn. Even says it in the Bible. Can't remember exactly the verse, but the chapter was on Acts 7, I think verse 43. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. Point is, I hate to see people get killed, and especially killed in their own city, and more especially when you're doing something constructive with your time. Nipsey Hussle was out here encouraging entrepreneurship. He wasn't out here talking about Crip this, Crip that, Crip walking in his videos and dropping blood and calling people slobs and all that other shit. Nah. He was doing him, and he was supporting people, and he was telling black people, this is how you do your business. I mean, how many rappers do you know who was able to sell 1,000 CDs and it cost $100? How many people do you know went out their way for the city that they were a part of and telling young black men this is the route to go? You know, it was funny because I had a video that I had put up, and I referenced and I cited things that Nipsey Hussle said within his tweets, within his posts on Instagram and all that. And I did this approximately like 2.5 months ago, back in like January of this year. And it's funny that this is what happens to a black man who was bringing economic development within his vicinity, which in this case was California. And going back to Freemasonry, you want to know what's interesting about the one they call Young Pappy, or Shaquan Thomas? Guess where he was dead at, where he was found dead? In a Masonic hospital down here near the Brown Line of Chicago on Wellington. Ain't that some shit? All these, like what happened with Nipsey was way too conspicuous. Oh man, this is some gang shit. And I know I heard the whole diatribe that Daylight went on when it came to talking about Jay Prince. But I'm like, look, I understand the brother's frustration. And you know I get on a lot of these Negroes who want to be in the criminology or criminality, but this is bigger than that, man. And this is bigger than just the whole black women, you know, venerating dudes who are part of that gangster lifestyle. As I stated, Nipsey Hussle being that of a Crip. I get it, but it's bigger than that. Like, let's not be short-sighted by stupid shit like that. And let's look at the bigger picture, people. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man. I hope his family's doing well. I just think about everything that my friend Kamani, my homie, told me, and I didn't even want to say his name, but fuck it. And all the things that we've tried to do and build since the start of this decade. And that's when I got introduced to Nipsey, back in 2010, around the same time period when I started my own endeavors, and primarily referring to the music right now. I've been through a lot of stuff in this decade, and I hate to have seen a brother lose his life. And this wasn't a man like XXXTentacion or Pappy who had fucking death wishes. This was a brother out here who was doing something, doing right by his people's side. I am not saying that none of these brothers deserve death, but you sure were knocking on the Reaper's door like you had a battering ram or some shit. And that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna make a continuation of this later on in the year. Peace out.